The first meaning we're going to explore is that of the League of Legends World Championship, that this song is the theme song for and was released basically for the event. If you follow League of Legends, then you'll know there's one team that dominates the esports and they're currently the best team seen in the world. Many people will agree, and that's T1. They've won many trophies over the years, a lot of domestic titles in Korea, and 5 world championships. They are the most decorated team in League of Legends history. So leading up to the World Championship and the song and the music video, it kind of implies heavy is the crown. If we look at the title, it means, kings wear crowns, queens wear crowns, royalty wears crowns. It's seen as something of stature, something of power, the main person, the main team, that being T1. But with the crown comes lots of burden. So taking that analogy, I think T1 going into this World Championship that has finished now, they had a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility to their region, and the burden being that are they the best team? They almost didn't qualify for this World Championship. They finished 4th in their region, and that's a lot of pressure for them to prove to themselves and to prove to the world that they are good, they can be on top. So this whole legacy is kind of their crown, and even though they looked as the best team, it's a heavy burden to carry and it's a lot of pressure to keep on performing at that level. And if we look even further, we can see that Faker, who's the main face of League of Legends and the main face of the team, he's seen as the greatest player of League of Legends. He is kind of that king. He wears that crown, being the best team in the world. He is the best player in that team, seen as the best player, has a lot of accolades. So his crown is heavy and his burden is also heavy. Faker represented as Azir, who's an emperor, also a royalty in the game League of Legends. Then the second analogy of this has to do with Linkin Park. So Linkin Park has a big legacy. They've been a famous band over the years. A lot of people have heard of them before. And they kind of had a lead singer named Chester that is adored by fans. He has unfortunately passed away, but he was seen as the face of Linkin Park. And his legacy, the legacy of Linkin Park, is linked to him. So now that Linkin Park is kind of making a comeback, they have a new singer in the face of Emily. So heavy is the crown. In this analogy, we can say the legacy of Linkin Park, but specifically the burden of Chester and being that main face of Linkin Park. All of the pressure is now on her to perform. And leading up to the song, a lot of fans, or a lot of people were questioning if she has the ability, if it's Linkin Park the same without Chester, does she have that ability to pick them up to greatness again? Next, we're going to look at the lyrics and break down line by line, verse by verse. What is the meaning? What can we take away from the song? And remember, all of this is kind of my interpretation of the song. Nothing has been officially released by anybody. The overall message that I get from the song is that there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of work that goes in to achieving your goals. It's easy to have a goal, to set a goal, but it's harder to put in that work to see your goal succeed, to see your dream come to life. And once you've seen that dream come to life, are you able to handle all that pressure to maintain your dream? Are you able to handle all of that responsibility once you've achieved that dream? The crown is a symbol of reaching the top, being at the top, being the best, being that king or that queen. But it is a heavy crown. From onlookers, all that we see is the crown, but we don't know what that king is feeling. So the metaphor is, it's easy to see people succeed. It's easy to see celebrities, people on TikTok, people on YouTube, but we don't see the work that they've put in to get there. We just see the final product. And the song also speaks that there's going to be a lot of haters, a lot of doubters on your path. And if you succeed, you're going to prove them wrong and you're going to destroy all of those haters, all of those critics. And it's going to be, a wonderful experience for yourself and for everybody else who believed in you. It starts off in a somber tone, and it's telling a story about how it's easy to have dreams, but it's hard to put in the work. And you can keep telling yourself, you're going to wake up early, you're going to wake up 5 a.m. every day. It's easy to say that, but it's harder to do it. It's easy to say, I'm going to join a gym, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. It's harder to commit to that. It's easy to say that you're going to become rich, that you're going to invest or start a business, but it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of work and heartbreak to see that dream through. So it starts off one knock at the door, and then we both know how the story ends. It's telling us, I think the knock on the door is an idea that comes to your head, that idea of that dream that you can succeed. But we know how the story ends. It ends with you not going out and doing the thing. It's just an empty promise. And what supports that line is the next line. You can't win if your white flag's out when the war begins. So you can't achieve your dream if you've already given up. You haven't done the first step in achieving that goal. You've just set the goal. You already have your white flag out. So how are we going to achieve it? Aiming so high but swinging so low. This has a double meaning. So you aim high, you have these high dreams, but in reality, you swing in low, you put in minimal effort. And I think the other meaning also goes with the later stage of the song, with the critics. They aim high at people who have achieved success, but they swing low with their words, like a low blow. It's a cheap blow. It's easy to spot somebody's flaws out, and it's kind of a cheap thing to do. So that's the double meaning. Trying to catch fire, but feeling so cold. You're trying to ignite that passion, but you have no motivation. Hold it inside and hope it won't show. Holding your dreams and your desires on the inside, but you're hoping, your failure won't show to the outside. I'm saying it's not, but inside I know. So you're saying you're going to achieve the goals, that you're not going to procrastinate, but only you inside know the truth. But then the song picks up and it goes, today's going to be the day you notice, because I'm tired of explaining what the joke is. So this is the change in tempo and in emotions. It's almost as if today is the day where you set yourself time to do your goal. You put it in the work. You go into the gym, you signing up, because you're tired of explaining what the joke is. Because it is kind of funny that you have the big dreams, but you're not. It's ironic. You have these big dreams, but you're not putting any effort into it. But today's the day that everyone's going to notice, and you're going to notice the difference, and you're going to be the difference. So the chorus, this is what you asked for, heavy is the crown. Fire in the sunrise, ashes raining down. So that's that destruction. But it's a beautiful destruction for yourself who believed in yourself and other people who believed in you. And it's bad for the people who doubted you. So this is what they asked for. They kept on asking you, when are you going to do this? When are you going to become rich? When are you going to get fit? When are you going to get married, or whatever it is? And then you finally show them you've done the goal. Fire in the sunrise, you can watch the sunrise. So you're going to be like Thanos, sitting, seeing all of your work is done, and it's going to be a beautiful sight for you, but a destructive sight for people who doubted you. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. Your success has come so far. You can try to hold it in, but it's clear to everybody around you that you've reached what you set out to do. And then it just repeats, this is what you asked for, heavy is the crown. And it's almost like you're silencing all the haters. Then the next few lines, turn to run, now look what it's become, outnumbered 10-1. This verse talks about the critics and the doubters. You try to run away from the negativity, but it's so easy for people to be negative. You open up YouTube comments, and a lot of the times people are negative. And it's easy for us as humans to fixate on the negative rather than the positive. There are probably a lot more people who believe in you and who are positive than people who doubt you. But we normally focus on the haters. So you try to run, but you feel like you're outnumbered 10-1. 10 critics, 10 doubters to 1, to you who believed. Back then should have bit your tongue because there's no turning back. This path once it's begun. The people who said bad things shouldn't have said it. They should have bit their tongue and kept it inside, because once you've achieved the goals that they said you weren't, they're going to look extremely foolish. Say you don't want what you can't resist, waving that sword when the pen won't miss, watching all falling apart like this. So pen has to do with people writing comments, people who didn't believe in Linkin Park, people who didn't believe in you. They're writing all the comments, and I think it's just emphasizing that again. Now that you've done this, you've become successful, the people who doubted you are looking extremely foolish. And then the next few lines just repeat from the previous ones. So that's what I think about the song. I think it's quite motivational. It makes you want to actually go out and do the thing, stop procrastinating, go out and do it, prove everybody who ever had any doubts in you wrong. What do you think about that? Do you agree with the explanation? Did it motivate you as well? Or do you have maybe some other thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments.